I really want to appreciate all of you from all over the world that I used to always come to cheer us up, to make sure that we never give up on our mission. So we are owing all of you appreciation for life, because our mission is so challenging and it's so tasking. But with the help of all of you from all over the world, sacrificing your time, coming, always being here with us, I don't think there is any way we can express our gratitude enough to our one and only Lee Nakamoto, Bridget, Dr. Benny, Alan G, Dr. Derrick, and Meka Aze, and all of you outside Nigeria, but always been here with us to make sure that our mission of ensuring that every family in Nigeria owns at least one Onpassive position, founder position, is achieved. And with your help and God's, we are getting closer and closer. We know it is so tasking, and that is why we have a wall like striving, because it's not something that can be achieved on the platter of gold, but it requires striving, it requires dedication, it requires commitment, it requires persistency, and with all that, we are going to achieve it eventually. So to all the founders in the house, please, if you are there, if you are already here, you know that nothing is binding on you to bring anybody on board except with only this mission that is meant for us Nigerians because of where we are and who we are. So if you are proud today that you're already a founder and you look to your left, the person is not, to your right, to your front, to your back, none of them is a founder, then you are not part of this mission, which all the founders supposed to be part of it. So please, it's not easy. If you are saying you have talked to Mr. A, and A did not believe immediately, for the sake of this mission, with the word striving, you need to continue. And I believe you were not talked to once. It takes only a few of us that will see this thing and subscribe to it immediately, but the majority, somebody pressed on us before we were in. So please, let's just try so that at the end of the day, we are going to look back and say, yes, we have achieved our aim. The aim, the mission of Onpassive Naija, it is selfless. It is not about any individuals. It is not about team building like every other thing that we have been doing before, but it's all about the collective benefit of this position in Onpassive. So which we know we are trying and we are coming up, but we will continue until we achieve it in full. So tonight, like we all know, our forum, our meetings used to be highly interactive. So this night, we are going to start with presentation, and then we end with interactive forum and Q&A questions. So like Gideon has said earlier, we have somebody who is an authority in the IT. And for the sake of solidarity and the effort of all of them, he has decided, he has accepted to be with us today on even a short notice. Despite his busy schedule, he wants to talk to us from his experience and expertise, not from a layman background, but somebody who is solid, who is strongly founded in IT. So he'll be talking to us with so much authority. So please, founders in the house, open your ears, shine your eyes. This is Greg's webinar, but it is for what also founders, because you discovered at the end of today, you decide to go and add one more account to your account. That is how it has been with us. If you have had Charles Aze saying that before, it's the same thing all over, all of us. That is why we'll continue adding one at each time that we hear presentations. So if you are a founder and you did not give attention because it is guest webinar, you are going to get new things that will trigger you to make provision that will allow you to help other persons. Because Whatever you'll be getting from 1 and 3 is not the same thing. Thank you so much. As with all privilege, with honor, can we put our hands together as we welcome Dr. Derrick from USA to take us the presentation tonight. Thank you, Dr. Derrick. You are highly welcome, sir. The stage is all yours.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Really appreciate it, Pastor Paul. And of course, Aisha. Peace and blessings. I see Gideon in the house and many others in the house. And every one of our guests and founders. It is my pleasure actually to be here. I just want to say that personally, I am not a medical doctor, not a surgeon, not a doctor, as it relates to medicine. My doctorate is actually in IT. I love it. When it comes on to technology, I love it. From the age of 7, I have been in technology from as early as 7 years of age. So it's something that I love, something that I love to do, something that I love to be a part of. And so therefore, being a part of Onpassive, you know, it's more than a dream come through, because Onpassive is fully, when it comes on to IT, it is fully into the whole internet and technology that, you know, you cannot but participate, because this is where the entire world is going. The entire world is going into technology. If we can remember, you know, we never had cell phones. We used to send telegram. And maybe some of us is asking, what is telegram? But that's what we used to do. We used to write letters. Write a letter? Yes, we used to write letters. Now we're sending email, we're sending WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and all of these things. So technology is really the way of the world today. So, you know, if you are not into technology, please get into it, because we're not turning back. We're not turning back to telegrams. We're not turning back to house phones. Although some people still have the house phone, but we're not really turning back. And so let us get ourselves fully into technology, because I want to speak about something that is very, very important, and that is this particular business that we are going to be talking about for a few minutes. When we look at Steve Jobs, let me ask you this question. Did Steve Jobs invite any of you in 1976 to become a founder of Apple? No, I don't think so. Did Bill Gates in 1975 ask any one of you or invited any one of you to become a founder of Microsoft? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Jeff Bezos, Amazon. Did Jeff Bezos invite any one of us to become a founder of Amazon? I don't think so either. Did Mark Zuckerberg, although spoke to a few of his college buddies, and of course you'd have to be there in Harvard to really be a part of that invitation. But did Mark Zuckerberg put it out there to the public that you and I can be a part of Facebook as a founder? No, I honestly don't think so. Did Eric Yuan invite any one of us, mention it anywhere in the public arena for you and I to become a founder of Zoom? No, I didn't get that memo. And as I said, I'm into technology from I was age 7. That is, you know, a pretty few decades ago. But I'm going to tell you about someone by the name of Ash Mufare, who invited the public, opened it out to the public, to become founders of his tech company, of this tech company, which is known as Onpassive, artificial intelligence and machine learning company, which is global in terms of everything that it is going to be doing, everything that it has done, and everything it will be doing. For you and I to become a founding member of an IT company, technology company. And so you're going to ask me now, is it important to be a founder? What does it mean? What does it really mean to be a founder? Because, I mean, that name, I guess, was only for the elite in our society. Because if we look at the big Fortune 500 companies in and around the world, it's only a few persons are founders. So therefore, a founder is a person who starts their own company. Can you imagine? You and I have the opportunity to start our own company. They're the ones who came up with the business idea and acted on it. And of course, people like Jeff Bezos from Amazon is probably one of the founding members that comes to mind. And so it will be your own personal company with your own personal website. Yes. So first of all, your website is not going to name onpassive.com/Pastor P or onpassive.com/DK. No, your website, first of all, is going to name what you want it to name. So if you want it to name pastorpaul.com, that is what your website is going to name, because you are the founding member of this company, which is pastorpaul.com. Or you will be the founding member of Aisha.com, because that's what you want your company to name. You might want your company to name Gideon.com. Or you might want it to name QueenDrBenny.com. So it all depends what you want your company to name, what you want your website to name, what you want, because it's your company. It is your company. And so therefore, we are going to give you a unique website, a website of your choice. Whatever you want your website to name, that's what your website will name. That's what your company will name under the umbrella of Onpassive. Founders will have their own virtual office, and founders can attest to the beauty of the website that we have, which is our virtual office. Founders will do beta testing, and of course, right now, of course, we are doing beta testing. We have 2 products that, well, 3, because the ofounder.net is one of our wonderful products. And of course, we have O Network and O Trim that we are presently testing right at this minute. So come on board and test with us. Founders will be a part of this unicorn company. And you soon know what a unicorn company means, because it's not just indigenous to Onpassive. Founders earn residual income for life, something that you can pass on to your generations. And you cannot leave your job. You cannot. No matter how good your job is, no matter how high you're in your job in terms of ranking, maybe you are the CEO at your job, but you cannot leave that position unless you own the company to your children or children's children. But you can do that with this company. Founders business built automatically, and we soon get into that a little bit more. Can you imagine a company that is building automatically for you? You don't have to really do the day-to-day operation. It's like buying a McDonald's and you just have people working for you. That's what we are talking about. You have your website, you have your business, and Onpassive is doing all the work for you. Targeted traffic, very important. targeted traffic. And so if someone is not looking for what you have on your website, then that would not be a targeted traffic. And so that is what Onpassive is giving you, 100% hands-free. Oh, mercy. And of course, we are also customers and resellers of our own products and company. After global launch, no more founders position will be available. And so therefore, that door is soon to be closed. So please, if you're a guest on this call, get to the person who invited you to see this presentation and join. What is Onpassive? Onpassive is an online company that provides a fair and equal opportunity, tools, and strategy for people to earn passive income online for life. Can you imagine? Passive income. Your job cannot give you passive income. You could try a little more. If you don't go to that job and work that week or work that fortnight or work that month, you will not get paid. And so we're talking about passive income, which means money is just coming week after week, day after day, second after, so you notice I don't even start that month. Let us take a look at our CEO, Mr. Ash Mafari. Is a man with a vision, millionaire, visioneer, a selfless person who thinks less about himself and more about people struggling to make a stand on their own to lead a prosperous life. And that is what Ash Mafara is about. Is about people, helping people. And so, I mean, we have people help people in many different ways. We have Oprah Winfrey, who is helping people in Africa also, but it's a different type of help. You know, Ash Mafara wants to help to stabilize humanity, and that is very different and important. The result is Onpassive, an AI-driven, artificial intelligence-driven, automated platform providing the much-needed business solution. And the best part is that it is hands-free. So you don't have to go and do the job and, you know, no, it is hands-free. A little bit about Ash Mafari. He attends the American Intercontinental University and he obtained a master's degree in information technology and e-commerce. It is at this time he understood how the internet has the potential to change the world. Let us look at some of the products that we have to offer. And of course, we are going to match them up with products that are already out there in the world. And so we look at Academy. Academy, of course, is an e-learning platform, and Udacity is maybe something that you and I may be familiar already out there. Bless is our crowdfunding platform. And of course, we might be familiar with GoFundMe, which is taking up to 30% of your money that is given to you, but with the cause that you are asking donation for. But Onpassive will not be like that. Bless will not be like that. If you get $1,000 in contribution to your worthy cause, then you get that $1,000. Unlike GoFundMe and others like it, if you get $1,000, then you know you're only putting $700 to the cause that you're asking for, because they're taking 30%. So the $300 just went to GoFundMe. Shop is a branding product which brand everything that you might want to brand. You go to Vista Print or even maybe Staples, and you might get that branding done for whatever you want. But Shop will be able to do that for you. And if you notice so far, all of our products are under one umbrella. Staff, Mail, and that is just like an email platform. Connect, which is like what we are using now, a webinar platform. Counting, Trim, you name it. Wallet, Net, which is just like a social network, right? A social network like Facebook and Twitter and all of those. And so we have all of these products which will be under one umbrella, or create, or chat, or peer, or virtual, which is just like a VPN to secure your IP address. Every device has what is known as an IP address, which is an address that is indigenous to your device. So if you have a smartphone, then you know that it has an IP address. If you have a laptop, then you know it has an IP address. A tablet, it has an IP address. So all of those devices has an IP address. And so O virtual is going to secure your IP address from hackers. And so we have ODIT. We have the new kid on the block, which is ODesk, which replaced OLEAD. It was OLEAD, and now it is ODesk. And that, of course, is our customer relation management tool. And of course, we have ODomain, which is the domain hosting. So these are products that people want. I mean, you might not want any use for these products, but people cannot function without these products. So even though you might not use them, people need them out there. And we're talking about billions of people that need them. So much so that these proprietary products raking in at least $500 billion, and that is trillion with a T, $500 billion. I mean, how many of us have even seen $1 billion? Because we're talking about $500 billion make $500 billion. And so our products that we have are very, very viable. And you know, our traffic right now, which would be the traffic platform, it is bringing in over $30 billion, just that one product alone. Social network, social media is bringing in over $4 billion as we speak. So are our products viable? Yes, financially, our products are viable. People are using and paying for these products as we speak today. As I said, raking in over $500 billion. So what makes Onpassive different? Because these products already exist. These products are already out there online. So what makes Onpassive different? One, very important, the security. That cannot be emphasized more and more, especially because of hackers. When you talk about security, Onpassive, a leading artificial intelligence software development company, offers highly secure AI-driven automation products, tools, and applications with an emphasis to govern your data automation. What makes Onpassive different? Two, our automation. Onpassive artificial intelligence offered automation and enterprise software solution that streamline your business process with a focus on improved results. Number three, its reliability, very reliable. Onpassive software consulting and development company is a community of approximately 1.1 million invested in building futuristic applications and technological solutions. Four, it's organic, which means we are building it from the ground up. We're not borrowing anything from Zoom. We're not borrowing anything from Facebook. We're not borrowing anything from Gmail. We're not borrowing anything from Yahoo. We're not borrowing anything from no other company. We are borrowing anything. We are building it from the ground up since 2018 until today. Still building. Five, artificial intelligence. We are not adding artificial intelligence. We have included it from the ground up. we are including it in our products. Machine learning technology, same thing. We are not adding it, it is included. It is built with it. Very cost effective. Because when one product, if we look at Zoom, let us take a look at Zoom. Right now, Zoom is offering for, say you want to use Zoom for with 20,000 participants. You're talking about $8,000, because that's what Ashmafara and Onpassive is paying for the corporate webinar platform with Zoom. Now, if you want to go more than 100, because the free is 100 with 40 minutes. So if you want to go more than that with Zoom, then we're talking about $299 a month. $299, one product. And so Onpassive, you soon know how cost effective it is. And of course, everything is under one umbrella, number 8, and communicate with each other. Very important, because when you get products right now and you get an email from Gmail or Yahoo, and you get a crowdfunding platform, and then you get a VPN, and you get a Zoom platform, which is webinar platform, none of them is going to communicate with each other because they are from separate entities. And so that also is very, very important. So let us talk about where we are right now. Where we are, because I mentioned 2018 a little earlier on. So since 2018 until now, where are we? We are currently in pre-launch. That's where we are right now. Next, founders beta testing and semi-VIP or founders launch. We call it so many things that, you know, there are so many names that is given to the next stage, which is semi-VIP founders launch. So as I said, right now we are currently in pre-launch, founders beta testing, and finally we are going to launch to the globe, official global launch to the public once the Onpassive tech team and legal team gives the go-ahead. So let me say exactly when we're going to launch. We are going to launch when the Onpassive tech team, because there's a lot of technical things still to iron out, and legal team, because we are in over 212 different countries across the world. So, you know, there's a lot of legal issues that has to be sorted out. I mentioned earlier on about a unicorn company or unicorn companies. So what is a unicorn company? A unicorn company or a unicorn business is a privately held startup company valued at over $1 billion. The term was first popularized in 2013 by venture capitalist Elian Lee, choosing this mystical animal to represent the statistical rarity of such successful venture, and that is with the unicorn. And so let us look at a few unicorn companies. A couple of them is also in Africa. Let us look at a couple of them first. InterSwitch. InterSwitch was started in 2002, and it took 17 years to generate its first $1 billion in 2019. OPay started in August of 2018, and it took them 3 years to generate that first $1 billion, which is in 2021, this year. IBM, a lot of us don't remember IBM. That is where the computer age started from. But let us go all the way back into history with 1911, when IBM started. and it took them 79 years to generate the first billion in 1990. Disney, you have Disneyland, you have Disney World, Walt Disney and his brother Roy Disney. Started in 1923, and they took 69 years to actually generate that first $1 billion. Let us look at Microsoft. Microsoft started in 75, and of course they took 15 years to generate their first billion. Apple took 14 years to generate the first billion with Steve Jobs. Netflix, for those movie lovers, Netflix took 10 years to generate their first billion. Facebook took 14 years to generate their first billion. And so, hey, the difference, there's two types of company in the world, only two. You're either a public company or you are a privately held company. A public company is a company that has sold all or a portion of itself to the public via IPO, initial public offering. That is just the stock market. That's it. That's all. That's just the stock market. And a private company is owned by company's founder, management, or a group of private investors. And that's the type of company Onpassive is. Apple in 1976, 3 founders. When they did their IPO in 1976, if you invested or if you bought $1,000 worth of stocks, then by December 1980, your $1,000 stock would have worth $430,000. There was about 300 millionaires generated in 1980 by the purchasing of these stocks. Let us look at a few companies that are publicly owned, which means they trade on the stock market. You have Chase Bank, you have Apple, you have Samsung, you have Toyota, which is in Japan. All of these companies are publicly owned. Privately owned companies, because Onpassive is not the only privately owned company. You have Publix, which is a supermarket. You have Wawa, which is a gas station. You have Bosch in Germany. And they are all privately owned company. Onpassive is also a privately owned company with over 1.1 million founders that see the vision of Ash Mufari to restore humanity, because that is the vision. Because there's so much poverty out there, which all of us can attest to. Because it's like we just accept it as a way of this world, but it's not. It's not. Onpassive and its CEO has a love for humanity, which is related to the acronym CATMO. And this is Onpassive in a nutshell. 5 pillars of Onpassive. CATMO. First, C, complete digital solution. Software products are linked to serve customers' individual needs. All products are on a secure site, offers a high value at a fair price. Artificial intelligence. A, we are an artificial intelligence, information software technology company and machine learning technology working 24/7. So when you're sleeping, it is still working. Targeted traffic. T, run for you, bringing you new business and new customers, because that's what every business needs. Every business needs customers and new customers. M, money, more money, much, much more money in each founder's wallet, growing a residual income from a global patented pay plan. O, Onpassive. Our precious business with a heart. It is a privilege and a blessing to be a founding member in this business. Catmo. Onpassive will do everything for you, everything as it relates to business. Using new, never before seen software products, Onpassive will build your internet business for you. You don't have to be tech savvy. Ash Mufara is creating both a business for you and also the software products to be sold on your website. You don't have to do anything in terms of marketing, in terms of setting up your website, in terms of running your day-to-day activities on your website. It's like having a McDonald's franchise, of which is $1.2 million to purchase a McDonald's franchise. But it's like having a McDonald's franchise and you have it fully employed by somebody else or some other people. You're not flipping any burger, you're not doing the cash register, you're not doing any of that. You may be playing golf somewhere else. So that's what we're talking about. Onpassive is the tool that is going to do that for all of us, using artificial intelligence to do all the work and then pays you. This is the lovely part. Can you imagine? Now, you're using Zoom, you're using Facebook, does Mark Zuckerberg pay you? No, Mark Zuckerberg don't pay you to use Facebook. Bill Gates don't pay you to use Microsoft. Nobody pays you to use their product or to have their product, but Onpassive is going to pay you residual income, forcing you to be successful. Now, is this company authentic? There are three main ways to know if it is authentic. Check out the Better Business Bureau. The Better Business, because it's American based. And so the two places that you need to go for reliable information, not everywhere on the website, because listen, people can say anything on the website, but you go to authentic places. One of those authentic places is the Better Business Bureau. And you'll see that Onpassive is there. Sunbiz.org is another place to check because it's also Florida based. It's in Orlando. The headquarters is in Orlando. You soon know a little bit more about that. And but if you check sunbiz.org, then you'll see that it is fully authentic company that is not a fly by night, fly by day sort of company. Brick and mortar, if you please. Onpassive is a legal American-based company that began in 2018. Onpassive headquarters, as I said before, is in Orlando, Florida. In 2020, we leased a 5-story operational headquarters, and that is for the purpose of product development, customer support, etc. in Hyderabad, India. And recently, a 2-story building in Bangladesh and a building in Singapore. Why would Onpassive be buying buildings all over the place? It shows credibility, not going anywhere, not a scam, not a fly-by-night business, because nobody will think that Toyota or GMC is a scam. No, because they have building and of course evidence on Google Map put a firm, very firm status on these buildings. And that one is the one in Hyderabad. The one before was the one in Orlando, Florida. And so the big question is, what is the cost? Well, let us first look at the cost for a business, any type of business. I did a little research and I realized in Nigeria, to get a fairly decent business going, we're talking about 500,000 naira. 500,000 naira. If you want a decent tailoring business or a barber shop or a hair salon, etc., etc., then you need at least 500,000 naira. For those of us who is in the other side of the world, we're talking about $1,000 US. $1,000 US to start a good, decent business in Nigeria or in Africa, right? Fairly. But though it's about $1,000 to start a barbershop, a good, decent barbershop in Nigeria, it's not the same in the US. A barbershop franchise in the US is at least 120,000 US, and those are 3 of the, you know, up there updated barbershop in the US, and it's not cheap to have a own a barbershop. If you want one of those like a food truck in the US, we're talking about anywhere from 75,000 to 150,000 US. Don't even talk about food franchise, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Burger King, Buffalo Wings, and those other franchise. We're talking about millions of dollars for those type of franchise. But Ashmafara with a heart is talking about $97 US. Nowhere on the planet you hear of any viable business for $97 US. Nowhere. I don't care how hard you try, or even if you start in your garage, just to register a business in the US is $720 just to register the business, to make it viable. Just to register is $720 US. And so $97, come on. This is more than, you know, heart. And Ashmafari has a heart. For us to become a founder, it's $97 US. We recommend it to utilize the card option, as you will get activated immediately. And then when we launch to the public, there is a one-time out-of-pocket subscription for Onpassive to go to work, for all those products to load up on your website that you wanted to name. Onpassive will now load up the website and run the website for you. Do all the marketing, do all the selling, do all the follow-up, do all the support, everything for approximately $250 US. One time out of pocket. I said that again. One time out of pocket. You'll never hear anything. Remember, I said Zoom. If you want to come out of the free to 100 participants and over 40 minutes, then you need to pay $299 US a month. Wow. Mercy. All right. And so when we said that Onpassive is a unicorn company, we look at this now. If we look at least $250, you know, approximately, but let us use that for easy calculation. For the first 4 months, $250 each, 1 million people, which we have over 1 million, we're talking about $1 billion in 4 months. We're not talking about any other person coming in, no other customers, nobody else. Just the over 1 million founders that we have, because remember I said founders will also be customers. And so that 250 US customers, 4 months, we're talking about $1 billion. So therefore, within 4 months, Onpassive after launch is going to be a unicorn company. Let us quickly look at, once the founder launch starts, what is going to happen. Onpassive will run massive marketing campaign for every one of us as founders. Massive. So you will see Onpassive on your TV. You're going to see Onpassive on the news. You're going to see Onpassive on billboards. You're going to see Onpassive on Facebook. You're going to see Onpassive all over the place. Everywhere you will. Everywhere you turn. Everything you do, you're going to see Onpassive, because they're going to launch some major marketed campaign for you and for me, with artificial intelligence and machine learning to get customers sign up in your business. These customers are actively looking for the products and service that Onpassive and your website has to offer. Onpassive gives you generational wealth, residual income, artificial intelligence sales funnel, artificial intelligence landing pages, artificial intelligence autoresponders, artificial intelligence customer service, and much, much, much more. All of these services you are going to have on your website. So what Onpassive is? Onpassive, of course, is the correction to the corruption. That's what Onpassive is. It's the correction to the corruption. Onpassive is the answer to help the weeping child that is without food, clothing, shoes, and clean running water to drink. I know that that might sound like, you know, fairy tale to some of us, but yes, there are a lot of people in the world, that don't even have clean running water. Onpassive is the answer to help the mother of the world that is crying her eyes out, not knowing which way to turn for help, feeling like her back is up against the wall with no relief in sight. Onpassive is the answer to the fathers of the world that feels like the weight of the world is upon their shoulders, trying to provide for his family. Onpassive is the answer to senior citizens of the world having to decide whether to buy medication for their health or to buy food to eat, or after retirement, forced to look a job to make ends meet. Onpassive is the answer to the poverty of the world, where people feel trapped to a never-ending battle of suffering. Onpassive is the answer to disabled of the world that feels like no one really cares about them nor love them, feeling all left alone. Onpassive, of course, is the answer to the homeless mothers, fathers, and children in the world, and to the homeless at large that feel so depressed and wondering if they will ever be able to rise up out of their present condition. That is what Onpassive is. Onpassive is here to help all of us out of our immediate situation and to help others out of their situations. Get back to the person who invited you to see this presentation and ask them for their link for you to become a founder with the best humanitarian company in this world. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, DrDerrick. Thank you for that excellent presentation.